Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Dana. I'm so glad to have you. Today's video is going to be a follow-up of my previous video where I took you through my makeup collections, just going through, I think I pretty much did most of the drawers, I may have skipped some, and grabbing some either forgotten products or products that have been teetering on the declutter list, meaning products that anytime I declutter my collection, I look at them, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give you one more shot before I get rid of you. So I grabbed several of those, and then other products that I just haven't really given enough attention to. If you guys are interested in taking that little mini tour through my collection while I picked these products out, I will go ahead and link that video right here. I realize this video is slightly delayed, but if you guys are following me over on Instagram stories, I'd mentioned that my camera battery died, like completely bit the dust. So I had to order one from Amazon, but recently I've been posting a lot over on IG stories and IGTV. I've been having a great time over there, just doing my makeup with y'all in the morning, catching up with you guys in my DMs. And I recently posted a hair tutorial over on IGTV. If you guys are interested in catching up with any of that content, I will go ahead and list my handle right here. I think that's all that I had to update you on. Let's go ahead and jump into this tutorial. I am already moisturized. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into primer. I have two different primers. Both are from the same brand, Joa. I can't remember if this is at CVS or Walgreens, but Joa actually means I like it, like Joa in Korean. This is actually a K-beauty inspired brand, but it's made by the brand Kiss. So the same brand that does like the lashes and the stick-on nails, which I really like the real short petite French tips from them. Those are really good. I have the blur activator as well as the glow activator. I'm pretty sure that I've tried the glow activator before, but I can't really remember much about the blur activator. So I thought I would go in and kind of target the areas where I have larger pores. I'm very picky with blurring type of primers. If anything feels a little bit too heavy on the face, I just don't like, oh, the texture of this, it already feels like very greasy. Oh. This on my face, at least right now, I don't know if it'll dry down differently, feels like if you were to mix Benefit Professional together with like a hint of Crisco. It just has this very greasy residue. And the thing is, I don't mind oils on my face. Like I love facial oils, but I feel like that is different than an actual greasy product that's not really meant to be greasy. Although now it already kind of feels like it's drying. So maybe it's something that just feels gross at first and then melts into the skin. And I do feel like it did minimize these pores right here. We'll have to see. Now I have the Glow Activator Radiance Primer. I figured I would go in with a little bit of this, just kind of on the higher points of my cheek. The texture is kind of weird for a primer that claims to be like radiant. Honestly, it kind of feels like a more gel version of this. It still has that very like silicone, dimethicone type of texture to it. And to be honest, I don't see any radiance from that whatsoever. I don't know if I'm gonna be keeping either of these in my collection. I prefer like the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and like the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion for an actual radiant boost. This, I don't really feel like did anything. This is one that I'm actually really excited to play with because I have not used this palette in so long. It says that the shelf life is 12 months. Mine is like 12 months times probably 5, maybe even 6, which I know is terrible, but honestly, there's no mold on it. There's no weird scent. Let's go ahead and dip right in, starting off with my brow bone shade. I think I'm gonna take a mixture of Free Spirit and Supermom. Free Spirit has a little bit more, like a tiny bit of yellow in it. I don't know why I haven't used this palette because this just has a ton of great neutrals in it. Obviously, all of them are matte, but if you have like a shimmer shade that you wanted to grab to work with and just add to, that would be really pretty. But I know a lot of people like full matte looks. Now, moving on to the crease. I think we might do, because I grabbed some of these Pixie shadows, so maybe we'll stick to this second row right here, maybe with a little bit of the browns too, but as you can see, the top row is like a very soft, muted neutral, then we kind of have a very soft plum row, and then colors that would make up a true smoky eye. So I think I'm gonna concentrate more in the middle row here. Natural Beauty. This looks like a really muted, soft plum. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this all through the crease just as my first crease color. I'm gonna go into Bombshell now, which is almost like a blackened plum. And I'm just going to deepen up this crease area. Let's just go for a smoky look today. As I continue to use this palette, I think I'm kind of starting to realize why I got pushed to the back of the drawer. The thing is, the actual palette does perform great, but for me, I think it's more of a companion palette. It's something that I like to follow it up, whether it's like a glittery pigment or something shimmery. There's not enough of color variety for me for just sticking to mattes to make it fun. I think if you're someone who just stays in a very solid comfort zone of neutrals, this palette would be great for you on its own. But if you're someone who likes color or more like richness and warmth, then you're probably like me where you'll buy it and it'll be fun at first, but then it slowly just kind of gets pushed to the back. Okay, so I do want to go in and jazz up the lid. Now, what I can't decide is if I just want to slap on this Pixie Starry Night Shadow. The base is pretty pigmented, but I want it to be like extra dark. So I think we will go in and, do I want to use Fashionista, which is the black in here, or just layer it over Bombshell? I think we'll just go in with Bombshell. So since I'm just packing the color, I'm just going to grab my good old trusty finger and pack it all over the lid. That primer is doing something funky, and I know it's not because like my moisturizer was still too tacky because I applied my moisturizer a while ago. It had plenty of time to soak in, so that's just the primer's fault. I definitely won't be using those primers again. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this glitter just to add a little bit extra. So instead of just going straight with the applicator, I think I am gonna go with my finger first. That way I can really control the amount and lightly pat some on. So whenever you apply it this way, it kind of like diffuses the actual base color of this liquid shadow. Moving on to foundation. I actually don't think I've ever used this foundation on camera. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. I'm not sure if this shade is going to work right now. Also, my neck isn't really working right now. As you can see, the self tanner is wearing off in crazy patches, but the shade I have is 50WY. I haven't used this in a while. Whenever we went on vacation in January, I packed this foundation and I think like one other one, and I loved it. This one feels really lightweight and thin on the face, which is my ideal type of formula. I kind of feel like I'm slightly cheating with this foundation because I already know that I really like this formula, but this video wasn't all about using products that I forgot about or just ones that I needed to revisit because I haven't used in a while. But I mean, I remember the formula of this. I remember really liking it because I was just using it in January. And then the concealer I picked is actually the one that goes with the foundation. So once again, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. This one is in shade 41 CP. The applicator on this one is really interesting. It's a doe foot, but then it has this weird like wonk to it. I guess so it can like hug right on your under eyes. So this one does have a cooler, I think CP must mean cool pink, right? I'm guessing so. I really want to wash my face right now. Not because the foundation at all, it's that primer. It just feels greasy still. Like it dried down to a tackier finish, but something about it on my face, it just feels heavier. Not a fan. Moving on to setting powders. Now, in the Shop My Stash video, I thought both of these were from JCat Beauty, and I had mentioned how it's supposed to be kind of like a dupe of the Ben Nye powder. Well, now I'm realizing one is actually the Ben Nye powder, and then the other is the JCat Beauty. So the Ben Nye is Cameo, and then the JCat Beauty is Porcelain. We're just gonna go in with the JCat Beauty one because that was my original plan. This looks pretty pink though, and I feel like my concealer already looked really pink in comparison to my foundation, but we're just gonna go with it and just press some of this right onto my under eyes. It's a lot silkier than what I remember too. It does feel pretty darn similar to the Ben Nye powder. I don't really want this to sit for long at all, so I'm gonna go right in with a brush and just sweep it away. Pulled out one of, well, my only Nude Sticks product. This is the Nudies All Over Face Color in Bondi Bay. I know a lot of people love their products. I don't know, I just haven't really tried much from them. It does come with a brush on the other side, but I don't like the brush whenever I already have foundation on. I almost feel like it's a little bit too stiff and it ends up moving my foundation around. Even when I go in with a light hand, I just feel like it just kind of shifts everything around. So just going around my forehead and a little bit on my cheeks. If you guys have been following along on Instagram stories, I've been doing a lot of get ready with me videos there. And I always talk about this e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush for cream products. It just works perfectly to melt everything right into the skin. Another cream bronzer like in stick form that I'm really interested in trying out is from Milk. Jessica Braun always raves about that one. I know Shelby Wilson loves that one too, so that's something that I am curious about. Okay, I did grab a powder bronzer option as well. This is just one of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes in Cheeky Bronze. I have not used this in so long, so I'm excited to play with this today. I'm just gonna go all over my cheeks, so not really contouring with it, but just really warming up my face. Especially, I'm gonna kind of go a little bit higher up since my under eyes just look really light right now. I feel like it could use some warmth. Another blush, not MSF, but like actual blush that I love from MAC is Sweet as Cocoa. If you're looking for something rich and bronzy and beautiful, that one is so good. Here's what I did. I grabbed a couple of these liquid blushes to try out, but I don't really think these will go with today's look. So we're gonna save these for another video, but I did grab a powder blush as well. For that, we had the Marc Jacobs Air Blush in Kink and Kisses. I think I've only used this one like once or twice. I love Lines in Last Night. That name's like so inappropriate, but that's more of like an orangey peachy blush. I don't know why, like pink blushes, I just prefer more of the like natural or like dusty rose type of pinks versus these type of pinks. But we're gonna test this guy out today. My favorite blush brush, if you've been here a while, you should know, this is just the, is it sheer blush brush or what is it called? Buildable Cheek from Smashbox. So we're just gonna go in both ways and just take a mixture. I really did wanna use one of those liquid blushes, but I feel like those are way too corally for today. And let's just go in with a little bit of this. Oh, I actually do like that color. I don't know why I always go for more like orangey blushes that I just kind of forget about my pink shades, but that is actually really pretty. For highlighter, oh, I pulled out an actual face powder, but I forgot. This Stay Naked foundation, it sets nice on its own. Unless you have like really oily skin, you probably would want to go in with a powder. But if you're dry to normal, I don't think there's any need to set it. For highlighter, we have one of the Diamond Glow powders from Artist Couture. This one is in Illuminati. I don't think I've used this like in over a year, maybe even more. Let's do setting spray first. For setting spray, I grabbed one from Bare Minerals. This is the Dew Mist setting spray. I haven't used this one in a long time just because I've been using the Too Faced Hangover. Also the Pixie Glow Mist. That's one of my all-time favorites. But this one, ooh, that first spray was a little bit kind of spitty. There we go. That's more of an even spray. It's still a heavier spray than the Pixie Glow Mist. If you're looking for one that's like feathery, light mist, it's amazing. This one is a little bit heavier, but I definitely do see the dewiness from it. So I do like it. Okay, for highlighter now, let's go in. I'm just gonna take the little bit that's on the lid. I go in with the Morphe M501 today. It's a little bit smaller. It's still like a tulip shaped brush though. And let's just pick some of this up and lightly just hit the cheeks. Maybe take a little bit more. Ooh, I don't wanna take too much. Oh. Wow, it is really pretty though. It's definitely a wet highlighter. Whenever I go through my lip choices, all the lips that I picked were either red. I think when I looked at that Tarte lip palette, maybe I had envisioned going in with like more of the slightly warmer neutrals. I thought that Full Force, the Buxom Full Force Triple Threat was a little bit more nude, but it does look, I mean, I don't know why I thought this was nude. That was dumb because it's clearly like a berry shade. While the formula of this is really nice, they're super hydrating and moisturizing on the lips. They have a really nice like minty tingle, very much so like the Buxom full-on lip polishes. I'm just not crazy about this lip color today, so I grabbed another one that I haven't used in a while. Mineralist Hydra Smoothing Lipstick. Whenever I first got these, which was only a couple months ago, I liked them right away, but I kind of forgot about them. I haven't used them on camera in so long that they just kind of like rolled to the back of the drawer. So the shade that I grabbed is called Balance. It looks like a really pretty nude. Oh, this one might be too nude. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we'll do this with a gloss on top. Apparently I'm just skipping lip liner today, which is kind of unheard of for me. If you're looking for a really nice, just true nude, I think you would really like this shade. All right, so I just took a dive through my lip gloss drawer and I haven't used the Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shines in quite a while. So I have the shade Fuel and then Midnight Cowgirl. I know I've used Fuel a lot, but I don't think I've used this Midnight one in a while. So, ooh. That's a really pretty combo. I'm just gonna go in and mix these two shades together. Like the Buxom ones, these have a really nice mint scent. Just a final update on all the products. There were a lot of things that I'm excited to go to my everyday makeup drawer. For instance, the MAC Cosmetics Cheeky Bronze. I forgot how good this is. If you love the Laura Geller Blush and Brighten blushes like I do, products that are kind of like a bronzy blush, highlighter, bronzer all in one, I think you would really like this product. It applies and looks very similar to some of those products. Nude Sticks Bondi Bay, I think that's just because I've really been into cream bronzers lately. And then the Artist Couture highlighter. These three were definitely products that really stuck out to me. I knew I already liked the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation, but like I mentioned, that was more for giving it a spotlight on camera. Products that I think will be taking a little leap into my declutter bin. Definitely these primers, I can't hang. The feeling of them, the way they pill, the way that it feels on my face right now, I don't like it. Maybe I can find somebody else who would like them a little bit more. And I don't know, I'm going back and forth on this. The Tartelette palette, while the formula is great, and I think it would be amazing if you're someone who likes to play it really safe with just matte neutrals, you would get great use out of this. But it's just missing something rich for me. I need a super warm, orangey, toasty shade or something like punchy and jewel toned. I'm totally fine with it being all matte. It's just that all the shades are just kind of meh for me. Like that's all I can even say. Like I don't necessarily want to say dull or boring. It's just not that exciting. I can create a look out of it, but I'm not gonna be as happy with the end result as I am with some of my other palettes. And I feel like I have a lot of these shades that I could build with my like Makeup Geek shadows or my ColourPop shadows. So I think it might be time to let this one go, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably screaming at me through your screen, because even when I did the Shop My Stash video, I got DMs on Instagram and just some comments on YouTube saying that that was either your first palette or like your Holy Grail palette. It's all shade preference though, you know what I mean? Everything else did work great for me. While I really do like these Pixie liquid glitter shadows, I have to say I do have ones from K-Beauty brands that I prefer a little bit more. But I still will be keeping these because there are some really unique shades in here and I do like the look. I just prefer the other formulas in my collection more. But yeah, there you have it. There is my Shop My Stash tutorial video, I guess. If you guys would like to see more of these, let me know down below. I really hope this inspires you to go through and shop your stash as well. Let me know if you end up digging up any like amazing favorites that I should find in my collection too. Thank you so much for hanging out and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.